Hey, this is Leon Poe, man. You listening to Causeway Street Podcast.
What's up, y'all? This is Kenny Anderson. Y'all listen to the Causeway Street Podcast.
For all you new listeners out there, I'm your host, Josue Pavone. I'm joined as usual by my two co-hosts.
I'm Sean Dutra. What's up?
Yeah, like talk
Long
about
walks
yourself.
on the bee.
There you go. Joel Pavone. What up?
I'm a Pisces. The most romantic.
He leads off with that.
The most romantic sign in all the zodiac.
Oh,
You couldn't tell by my voice already.
oh,
Sexy.
But I'm the producer of this ensemble that we call Causeway Street. In case you missed it.
Hey, Bill Walton here, Celtics 1986. You're listening to the Causeway Street Podcast. Yeah, come here for nothing but the truth. This is where dreams come true. Thank you, Boston, for my life.
where are we going?
You guys are such homers.
It's your boy Terry Rozier. You're listening to the Causeway Street Podcast. Now listen to my boys Joe, Sway, Joel, and Sean.
All right, welcome into the Causeway Street Podcast, live broadcast coming from the Harp. What's going on, everyone? Josue Pavone here, Sean Dutra.
What's up?
Joel Pavone. Guys, we're here. The day we've been waiting for.
Opening night,
night
Here we go.
at TD Garden. The Celtics versus the 76ers. We got a lineup full of guests.
Yes.
We got so much to do right now. How are we feeling?
About opening night, I'm feeling pretty good.
I mean, Sean, you got the adrenaline flowing. Because at first, Sean's hitting me up. He was like, yo, bro, I don't know, man. I'm feeling a little under the weather. Something's going on around my job.
I pushed through.
I'm feeling sick. You got to be worried for a second. You're trying to cancel on us.
I would never. Actually, I did already
You
before.
did? You've
Last
done that
year.
before.
That's
What
why I
do
felt
you
like I
mean?
had to be here tonight. So, what's up? I'm ready to go.
All right, Joel, how we feeling? How we looking? Joel's playing the
thumbs
producer
up.
role right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
He's chilling. You turned your mic off at this point. You're just chilling in the back. The
he's got
invisible
the easy
glass.
job.
He's behind the glass right
got
now.
the easy job
He's
tonight.
that dude right now. Oh, man. Celtics versus the 76ers. And listen, I'm the first one to tell you that I don't think Philly, in terms of winning a 7-game series, is anywhere near the Celtics. But tonight probably is going to be a nail-biter between these two teams because, let's face it, the Celtics are not completely where they need to be right now. They're still trying to work things out. They're still trying to get Gordon Hayward back in the mix of things. And the 76ers got a lot to prove. I mean, they almost got swept last season without Kyrie or Gordon Hayward in the mix. So they got a chip on their shoulder heading into tonight's game.
I think you're looking at two teams that have a lot to prove. Both teams have a lot to prove. I mean, you're looking from the 76ers, like you just said. You almost get swept in the playoffs. Ben Simmons comes out, has a bad series. They're supposed to be the up-and-coming team in the Eastern Conference. And then the Celtics, too. They have a ton to prove tonight. How does Kyrie look with Gordon Hayward, with Jason Tatum, with Jaylen Brown? The minutes, how is this quote-unquote super team going to look on opening night? I mean, obviously we know super teams, when they are put together, could struggle out of the gate, right? We've seen it time and time again. Are the Celtics going to be different than that? I don't think it's a big deal if they do struggle, but both teams have a lot to prove. Borderline rivalry game. You do not want to lose to the 76ers after you smacked them last year. So, yeah, I think when you're looking at who's got more to prove tonight in the game 1 of 82, I don't know. It's a toss-up, man, I think.
I think it's probably Philly. Philly wants to set the tone in this rivalry, renewed between the Celtics and the Sixers, so that's going to be a big role. But then also, you got to remember the fact that the Celtics, they got plenty of juice. I mean, let's face it. This team, again, almost swept the Sixers without Kyrie, without Gordon Hayward. So
yeah,
we may not see a close game, but if I had to predict it, it's probably going to be a close game.
We'll have a close game. I think there's been a lot of build up into the season about how the 76ers may not be that team. They may not be ready to knock on the door of the Celtics. I totally disagree with that. I think that this is a team that has two young superstars. They're ready to burst. Say what you want to say about Ben Simmons. It's all about the pieces surrounding those two that may draw them back a little bit. But no, I think the 76ers, in my opinion, should be number 2 or number 3 in the East.
Because you're sleeping on the Raptors, bro.
I'm always sleeping on the Raptors, man. Get out of here with the Raptors.
We'll get more into that later. let's get into our first guest of the night. He is Clevis Murray of The Athletic Boston, making his Causeway Street debut.
What's going on,
Clevis?
Doing good, yeah.
There you go, little promotion, huh?
I feel special.
There you go.
You know I got to mention The Athletic, man. I got to shout you out.
It took you a while to get me here, but I'm glad to be here. We talked about this. I'm glad to be here for opening night. Nothing perfect for my debut.
See, I told Clevis like weeks ago. I'm like, sometime down the road I'll get you on there. We'll see what happens. Season hasn't even technically started yet, and here you are with the Causeway Street Podcast.
I feel special. I feel special.
I mean, you should.
You're right. I should. You're right.
All right, so where do you fall in this conversation? Are you on the Sean side in terms of seeing Philly as the bona fide number 2 in the East, or are you leaning towards Toronto like I am? Or is there another team out there, the Milwaukee Bucks? Where do you fall in terms of where you see the top 3 teams in the Eastern Conference panning out?
I think you guys are both right. I agree with the Sixers. I agree with the Raptors. I think those are the top 3 teams along with the Celtics. But I don't think the Celtics are a clear-cut favorite to make the finals, as some people think.
Wow.
I would not be surprised.
You brought this guy.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Raptors make it, because actually Kawhi Leonard is my pick to an MVP.
Okay.
And I would not.
Wow.
And I would not be shocked if the Sixers make it, because I think they can make that next step. I'm intrigued with how Markelle Fultz will play and how J.J. Redick coming off the bench will help that team as the sixth man of the team. So I think Celtics will have competition going forward, and I think people have to respect the Raptors and the Sixers.
So if those 2 things pan out, that's the biggest if for the Sixers heading into the season.
Yeah, I think the way Markelle Fultz plays, J.J. Redick off the bench. Outside of that, I mean, the team is basically the same. I mean, how's Ben Simmons developed? We know he probably doesn't have a jump shot, but I don't think he needs a jump shot because he's so dominant without it. How's Joel Embiid play? Can he stay? Health is the biggest question for all the 3 teams involved. Is Kawhi Leonard healthy? Is, Ben Simmons healthy? Joel Embiid healthy? Will Kyrie be healthy? How does Gordon Hayward transition back? There's so many question marks, and I think it's easier said than done to say in October, but what are we talking about come April?
So you say Kawhi Leonard's your pick for MVP. I tend to think that Kawhi Leonard may play 50 games this year. I just think that he is so checked out, and this move to Toronto.
Yeah, this isn't injury-based, by the way.
This is
not
injury-based.
He's just going to, sit out.
I'm going to L.A. Why am I cold? Like that type of mentality up in Toronto.
I think that Kawhi Leonard may play up to the way he did in 16-17 because his reputation's already hurt.
Exactly.
If he does not play in Toronto to the level that people know he can, I mean, he will become damaged goods. I think he knows that, and I think he has to deliver at least 25-5-5, 25-5, something like that to his normal standards.
So I tend to agree. He has to prove something, but I don't think he has to prove it to the Raptors. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He has to prove it to LeBron James and the Lakers, where he's going to go next year. So if you're looking at Kawhi Leonard, he says, "Hey, I'm not damaged goods. I'll play 4 months of the season, and then I'm checked out.
Yeah.
I know I got my spot and my jersey waiting for me in LA, man. It's wrapped, man. But I mean, I will say if he does come out, I don't think it's gonna happen. Don't put me on the record, guys. All right? But if he does come out and play Kawhi Leonard 82 games, Kawhi Leonard, then the Celtics could be in some trouble because I do think when he's healthy, he's one of the top 5 players in the NBA.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
How he blends with Kyle Lowry is obviously going to be huge for this team. But also from a defensive standpoint, I just think having him on the defensive side over someone like DeMar DeRozan just changes everything for this team. And that's why they're my team. And we're going to find out soon. I mean, the first test is going to be Friday. I mean, we don't have to wait too long. Yeah. That's what I love about the schedule. You got the Sixers tonight, and then you got the Raptors on the road Friday night, Celtics-Raptors. I can't wait for that one.
Yeah, and I think even with Kawhi, they were one of the top defensive teams last year, right? Maybe I don't know.
Oh, you mean with DeRozan?
Without Kawhi. With DeRozan. Yeah, I think they were, so you add him in. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I think people need to respect the North. I think the Raptors might be a serious problem in the East along with the Sixers. But, again, Kawhi Leonard's my pick for MVP. If not Kawhi, then I will say Kyrie, since we are in the Harp.
Hey, don't let the Harp sway your opinion.
No, that was my pick last season.
I'm angry fan.
I had Kyrie winning MVP last year, but I don't know if it's going to happen this year.
I just think to explain my MVP point just real quick, I think Kawhi Leonard is just got to do so much for that team because he is the guy. The Raptors don't have any other shot creators, any distributors like that. He's going to play that DeRozan role, except now he has to lock up the best defender. Because last year, DeRozan wasn't guarding the best man. That was OG Anunoby. Now OG Anunoby gets to kind of take a break and it'll be Kawhi Leonard now this year.
Not a lot of heat on him. Right.
Exactly. A lot of pressure.
I agree. How Kawhi goes is how the Raptors are going to go this year. So that's it.
Biggest concerns for the Celtics heading into the regular season, besides Gordon Hayward, I guess.
I just think it's health. I mean, how does Kyrie Irving play with his knee? How does I guess Gordon Hayward come back? Because he said he has back stiffness.
That's what scares me, the back thing. That's a whole nother issue.
Back stiffness. And just how the team is with so many offensive threats. Kyrie, Rozier, Morris, Tatum, Brown. The list goes on. How does that team play team-free ball? Are they going to be? It's easy to say it, but it's another thing to do it. And I think they did it last year when they were injured. But now you got your best players back. How does that affect everybody? And also sacrifice. Again, they said it, but can you do it? A lot of guys are not going to be in the rotation this year, such as Semi Ojeleye, who played 73 games last year. He will not play 70 games this year. Marcus Morris probably won't take as many shots this year as he did last year. It's about sacrifice and health. I think those are the biggest question marks going forward for the Celtics to start the year.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's exactly what you're saying. It all comes down to when things don't go well, right? How do they respond?
And it'll happen.
It's all good if they're on a 20-game winning streak. Tatum's putting up like 10 points a game. He's like, all right, we're good. But if you lose 2-3 games in a row, then how does those attitudes in that locker room mesh, right?
Yeah.
Who takes a back seat? Who's good with losing, getting 10 shots a night? I don't know. Is Jason Tatum going to be good with that?
Yeah.
You bring up Semi Ojeleye, and obviously what got him on the floor was his defense. I mean, he's a 3-and-D guy who would make threes from time to time, but what got him on the floor, got him his minutes, was the defense that he provided last season. You look at this preseason games, and I get it, it's exhibition games. Defensively, this team, that was easily the biggest concern, right? Offensively, they were putting up over 60 points in one half. They did it back-to-back nights, but defensively was the concern, was the reason why Brad Stevens said what he said about how he wasn't impressed whatsoever with his team. Any concerns heading into the regular season in terms of the defensive side of things? I mean, obviously, we know what they can do offensively, but on the defensive side, if there's any slow start, I think that's where you're going to see the struggles from the Celtics.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I mean, it's hard to say, if the Sixers and Celtics score 120 points tonight, I don't want to hear defense is oh my gosh, no defense. It's opening night. You're going to put up numbers. It happens every year. But I think around the 20-game mark or so, you should really evaluate the team. How do they play defensively? Are they performing well? So I'll give it maybe 20 games or so to really evaluate. But the thing is, too, is that I don't think this team, any member of this team will get traded unless they request one. I think the way this team is now is the way the team is come the playoffs, unless someone gets hurt or requests a trade.
All right, he's Clevis Murray of The Athletic. Last question. How many wins the Celtics going to win? Putting you on the spot.
I will say at least.
No, don't give me that at least, Clevis. I want to bonify it. I solidify it right now.
I'll say 54 or 55.
Okay.
All right. South to 60.
Not bad. He is Clevis Murray of The Athletic. This is the Causeway Street Podcast, powered by CLNS. We're here at the Harp. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. All right, back at the Harp, Causeway Street Podcast.
The Harp.
Live, getting you ready for the Celtics versus the Sixers. And we got a special guest, a special winner, Mike Conso, who won tickets for tonight's game. What's going on, Mike Conso? Nice to meet you.
Hey, nice to meet you guys, too. I really appreciate it. I mean, honestly, what you guys put in every Sunday, I would assume, it's honestly, it's good chat, good chatter. So we do appreciate it.
There you go.
We're going to put you on the spot right now,
Loyal
Mike.
listener.
How long have you been listening to us?
Oof.
He's since the contest.
Wait, I got a better question.
Say,
How long have you been a Celtics fan?
Oh, wow. About 2 years. Yeah. No, I would say I've been listening now for about a year and a half. So
Okay.
No, keep it up, guys. Seriously.
Yeah, man. We were kicking it with Mike for a little bit as we were getting ready to go live here. And Mike got an ill shirt on. Jason Tatum. This guy's ready to go. So
Can you see it?
I had to ask him how long he's been a Celtics fan because we didn't get into it. I figured we'd save it for when we went live.
There you go.
But how you feeling about this team, man? Obviously we got Philly in the mix. We got the Raptors in the mix in the Eastern Conference. But in terms of them heading against the Western Conference, Golden State Warriors, obviously the favorites. What's your outlook for the Celtics this season, and how good do you think this team will be in comparison to the Golden State Warriors?
Yeah. Honestly, I think what it really comes down to is coaching. I'm obsessed with the way Brad Stevens kind of schemes his games. He gets his players involved and everything like that. So I think what it really comes down to is going to be coaching, because I think the talent is there. Obviously, I don't know if that's that's pretty apparent, but it comes down to coaching. But I mean, other things how do you play in Gordon Hayward? How do you get him involved? How does he get acclimated to this team? And I think that's the most interesting part. I think it's going to take a little bit of time, but, long season.
I mean, it could come down to Steve Kerr versus Brad Stevens. Let's face it. That's probably the biggest matchup. We're talking Celtics versus Warriors.
It's the biggest mismatch for the Celtics, I think.
Really?
Yeah, I think that.
You think Kerr has the capabilities to outcoach Brad?
No. I said it's the biggest mismatch. The Celtics. I mean, Celtics
in favor of the Celtics. Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Brad Stevens is heads and shoulders above Steve Kerr's coach.
But Kerr's got the talent.
Kerr's got the talent. Yeah. I mean, you're going to take the Warriors roster over the Celtics rosters any day of the week. I've been clear on that from the start, man. I think if the Celtics make it to the finals, that's I think the ceiling for this team. If the Warriors stay healthy, I don't see the Celtics knocking off the Warriors in the NBA Finals. I just don't.
All right, Sean, let me ask you this, and I'll throw this to Mike, too. Chances we see Kevin Durant in another uniform next season? Because this recent report, it's got people a little bit rattled, especially Warriors fans. You got Mark Stein from the New York Times, who is confident that he's going to stick around, but says that other reports are indicating that he's willing to look elsewhere and move to another team to start a new chapter in his career. What are the chances you think that would even happen for
I think
a team, even if they were to three-peat?
I think that's always a possibility for Kevin Durant, man. I mean, you look at it, how does that team look next year, right? Where do they put their money? You have Klay Thompson coming up in free agency. Is he just going to walk out the door? Is Kevin Durant going to want money, right? I mean, that's. I think you'll see what happens with Kevin Durant based on the decision they make on Klay Thompson.
See, I feel like they're going to try to retain Durant over Klay Thompson, though. Because, let's face it, I mean, he's the more valuable player. But at the same time, why would Kevin Durant, in my opinion, when he went to Golden State, he was chasing LeBron James. He wants to get 4 or 5 rings, top LeBron, because in his mind, he's like, look, I can get more championships here than LeBron James when it's all said and done. I will be the one that will be compared to Michael Jordan when it's all said and done. Be in the conversation with Kobe Bryant when it's all said and done. If he leaves and he doesn't win any more championships, what does that mean for his legacy? Because let's face it, everyone already has him in that conversation where, you took the easy way out. You went and joined Golden State Warriors, but you could have knocked them out as a member of the Oklahoma City Thunder.
There's going to be a point in his career, and here's my theory on this. If the NBA goes back to Seattle, Kevin Durant will go to Seattle.
You think he'll pull a LeBron James and go back to
That's where I think this is all going to. There's been rumblings about, and so 1 year deal here, 1 year, 2 year deal, player
LeBron
option.
round.
Yep. And then once that Seattle team opens up, if it's going to be an expansion team or whatever, I think that's his free agent destination. I think that's what you're looking at.
Do it for Seattle.
Yeah.
Mike, where do you fall in this conversation?
You know what? I think what's interesting is you talk about the legacy part, right? And I just don't think, as much as us as fans think about what about their legacy? What are they going to do about their career? The more and more we get into 2018, 2019, it's about I don't want to sound cliche, but living in the now, right? You know what I mean? I don't think they care as much about that stuff as they did 10, 15 years ago. So I think what he's going to come down to for him is where's going to be the best living style for me, and where am I going to have the opportunity to compete? Because I don't know, I just don't think he has that super competitive bone in his body. I need to win championships every year.
Yeah, I mean, I semi agree with that. I mean, But at the end of the day, I agree that as an overwhelming way to pinpoint this generation of basketball players. Yeah. But he did go to Golden State. He wants to win a championship. Yeah. He did that for his legacy, right? Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. I think at some point he's maturing to the point that legacy will start to matter to him. And all that snake stuff, all the stuff that OKC, the cupcake, whatever they want to call him, right? That's going to hurt him in the long run. So I think...
Well, Mike brings up a valid point because let's face it, LeBron James didn't go to the Lakers because he knew that would be his best chance to win a championship.
That's true.
He's already thinking about after NBA. Right. He's talking about the brand.
Well, LeBron's done the move to win a championship. He's done the move to go back home. Now he's doing a move that now he's thinking about after basketball, right? I don't know.
See, I don't get that because my whole thing was I thought you were chasing Jordan. I thought you wanted to chase the GOAT. I thought you were the greatest. But let's face it, LA's got all kinds of cap space next season, so they can go out and grab 2 max players. Is one of those guys going to be Kevin Durant? What do you think, Mike? Could Kevin Durant go to LA, team up with LeBron James, and could they win a title together? It's a possibility.
They would win a title together. Yeah. I think they definitely would. Yeah. But
is that enough in that squad?
I don't. I don't see. Well, actually, I don't know. Kevin Durant's a weird cat.
That could be enough.
Exactly.
I mean, you got Rajon Rondo. You still have cap space to grab someone like, I don't know, Jimmy Butler, Kemba Walker. You can go down the list of free agents that are going to be available next year. And all of a sudden, boom, you're a championship squad with the base of Kevin Durant and LeBron James.
Yeah. Kevin Durant.
I'm blowing Sean's mind right now.
I
Sean's
think
like, wow.
I mean, I'm convinced of my Seattle thing, bro. I think Seattle's happening sooner than later. They did a little preseason game up in Seattle. You saw that? Wore the Durant jersey and everything. I was like, yo, he's going back, man. That's where he's headed.
I mean, he's still got to just show love to the fans that brought him home. I mean, that was the team he got drafted by. That's right.
You think he's doing that in OKC? Nah, he's not doing that in OKC.
That's a good point.
All right, so Mike, who you taking to the game? Who's the lucky person?
So my old roommate, he's this is gonna sound terrible, but unfortunately, born and raised in Pennsylvania, big Sixers fan. I couldn't not take him.
All right, we got another ticket opening up over here. Yeah, right.
Solo ticket. Who wants to go with Mike?
I'm going to be taking it. So.
No.
But no, it should be a good game. I appreciate it.
At least he's from Pennsylvania, though. Otherwise, it would be like, okay, so you're a Sixers fan, but you're born and raised in Boston? Like, wouldn't make any sense. So I give him that.
That's true.
I give him that. And you know what? At the end of the day, Sixers fans they're passionate. You know, Philadelphia has some passionate fans, and of course, it's not just basketball with them. Their football fans are pretty crazy as well. Well, hey, Mike, I appreciate you stopping by, man.
Yeah,
appreciate you
thanks for
chilling with
having
us.
me. Seriously.
You didn't have to do that. Mike could have
Appreciate
just picked up his tickets and say, fuck you guys.
Yes.
They decided to kick it
Welcome
with us, man.
in.
We appreciate that.
Hey, thanks, guys.
The Causeway Street Podcast, powered by CLNS Media. We'll be right back.
Woo!
All right, back at the Harp, Causeway Street Podcast, powered by CLNS Media. And we're joined by our special guest, old friend, my boy Alan Varatta from Green Line Tees. What's going on, Alan? Thank you for stopping by, bro. I appreciate it.
Yes, welcome in.
I can imagine you're producing all kinds of T-shirts now.
Thanks for having me. Yeah.
Hayward back in the mix.
Yep.
Jason Tatum becoming who he is.
Yes,
Scary Terry is already taken off. I mean, it's just a marketing machine here in Boston, right, Alan?
It is. I mean, a lot of competition, but we got a lot of good ideas coming out, a lot of quality, stepping our game up for this season.
There you
trying
go.
to separate us from the rest of the crowd.
Excellent.
I mean, Alan's one of the originals, so I'm sure you got some. You're like way ahead of most T-shirt companies in terms of creative ideas. Yeah. I'm sure you got plenty to contribute. But Alan, let's get into some Celtics talk. That's what we do here every time we have you on. Terry Rozier is obviously a big topic heading into this game. A few days before this game, talk of their possible contract extension. Of course, talks fell through. Yeah. They didn't meet the deadline. I'm going to put you on the spot here. What does that mean for his future? Do you see the Celtics potentially trading this guy before the postseason? Or do you see them holding on to him and him solidifying that six-man role? Because that's what I would like to see from this team. I think he is not only crucial for how far this team could go, but I just think at the end of the day, if you see a championship from this team and you end up getting nothing in return, I think that's a fair trade-off. Where do you stand in this?
This is tough because obviously Terry is starting point guard material in the NBA.
Absolutely.
We all know what he brings to the table offensively, defensively. We also know what Kyrie brings to the table offensively when healthy. Terry is the best insurance policy ever to have for Kyrie Irving, and he's proven he can handle it in the biggest stage, which the playoffs, which he shined last year. Yep. However, how much can you pay for an insurance policy when you have a max kind of caliber player in Kyrie, especially after he made the big ordeal saying he wants to re-sign and will re-sign?
Yep. So I'm going to say both. I just don't see how the money's going to work, right?
I mean, it's not like a Brady Garoppolo situation, right? It's completely different.
No franchise tag.
And you're going to have guys like Jalen and Tatum who are going to demand big money a few years down the line as well.
Right.
Yep. And I'm a big believer that star power on the wings is what wins championships.
Absolutely, yeah. Especially in the NBA, and that's what we've seen time and time again.
Right.
You know, recent reports says that the Phoenix Suns tried a deal for him. They were trying to do a deal that circled around, was it Dragon Bender, Shaq Harrison, and of course, Danny Ainge's favorite thing in the world, first-round draft picks.
Unprotected. Yeah. No.
So,
I mean, if you're the Suns, can you blame them?
No, they need a point guard.
You got a star in Devin Booker. You have Ayton, who's going to be a great center player. So you can have really a 3 cornerstone pieces right there going forward. But if you're Ainge, I think you got to hold out and just play it out the season, and then see what you can offer him in the offseason, see if he takes. If not,
yeah, I think. I mean, personally, I think Rozier is probably out the door. I mean, just because some team's going to overpay for him, man. If he gets into free agency, some team like the Suns, like, I don't know, name a team that needs a point guard. There's like 10 of them in the league. Overpay for a guy like Terry Rozier is, again, proven himself to be a starting point guard in this league.
I mean, well, the asking price is pretty steep. I mean, if you ask a team like the Phoenix Suns for their first-round pick, like a bona fide lottery team, like you're pretty much saying, like, look, we'll give you our fifth best player for the best asset you have aside from your star, Devin Booker. So, like, that just shows where Danny Ainge's head is at. It's like, okay, if I'm giving up this guy, I'm going for your best stuff.
But if you're the Celtics and you have, like, that one seed locked up, you head into the playoffs, can you really give away a crucial piece?
No, I don't think so. That's why I think he's gone after the year. I think you just have to sort of bite the bullet, right? Say, this is the run. We're probably going to lose him for nothing. But you just bite the bullet. You just let him go in free agency. But use him while he's under contract. I mean, think about it. Kyrie is not a solid 82. He's not even a solid 60 games played guy, right? So you're going to need Terry Rozier this year. I think you're going to need him more than ever.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't played a full season since 2011 when he was a rookie.
You really got to let that season play out. I mean, if Kyrie can be proven healthy, like this knee surgery was beneficial. I mean, we all saw that alley-oop, like, reverse dunk he threw down in 3 games. And I was actually kind of shocked coming off the knee surgery. He was doing that already. So, I mean, if he's healthy, then maybe you can let him go at the end of the year and just keep it moving, because Tatum and Brown is where the money's got to be in the future. And also, too, Harper's going to come off the books end of this year or next year?
After next year, yeah. Well, he's gonna opt into his option. I mean, so that'll give him another year. So 2020, essentially.
But I think we're all on the same page here. I mean, have Terry Rozier play to the best of his ability. If he has another great year and the Celtics do get to the finals, it's just going to make him more valuable to other teams. So it's sort of a win-win situation for both.
You know, before today, I was thinking to myself, and we talked about this in the last episode of the Causeway Street Podcast. I'm like, when I heard this report that he's aiming for like $20 million, I'm like, Terry Rozier is not going to get $20 million a year.
Yes, he is.
And then today, Miles Turner just signed a contract extension worth $21 to $22 million per year. If Miles Turner's getting that kind of money, I mean, listen, Miles Turner is a solid player, but Terry Rozier can easily get that same amount for what he's already proved on the biggest stages of the Eastern Conference.
But we also seen what Marcus Smart got for his deal, so you know that the Celtics are going to be pinching pennies over here. So.
But Terry Rozier can shoot. So, I mean, listen, I like Marcus Smart, but I feel like if you're getting that kind of money, it's because you can shoot, and that's sort of why Marcus Smart topped out where he topped out, because he's offensively limited. Listen, again, the value of Marcus Smart,
that's how I'd like you to say it. That's the politically correct way to say it. Offensively limited. It's not that he can't shoot,
but his value is worth what he got. Don't get me wrong. I don't think he's overpaid.
What he brings to the table is unique, so you pay for that skill set.
Exactly.
Individual skill set. Unfortunately, Rozier is the money you got to pay him. You won't see the payout, the dividends, because he's only going to play 22 minutes a game or something like that.
Marcus Smart's was more valuable to the Celtics than any other team out there. Rozier is almost more valuable to other teams than the Celtics. That's where he's going to get the big bucks.
You're better off maybe taking that money and splitting it over 2 guys, like a Marcus Morris, a Smart type, like that kind of stuff.
All right, it's the Causeway Street Podcast coming at you from the Harp, powered by CLNS Media. Alan Varatta from Green Line Tees. Follow on Instagram, Green Line Tees. Check out all the cool products they have. All kinds of cool shirts and apparel. If you're a Boston Celtics fan, it is a must. Follow them, Green Line Tees, on Instagram, Twitter, and all those fun social media platforms. Alan, always fun talking sports with you, man. Talking
Thanks, guys.
Celtics.
I appreciate it.
I appreciate you stopping by.
This is like New Year's for me. This is like
this is
better than New Year's. This is it.
The official start of the Celtics season.
Forget January 1st. This is where it's at.
This is New Year if you're a Celtics fan. We'll be right back. We're going to take a quick break. Again, it is Causeway Street at the Harp. Stay tuned. We got plenty more coming. All right, back at the Harp, Causeway Street Podcast, and Nick Gelso. Man, where were we a year ago? Nick Gelso of CLNS Media joins us, by the way.
That's me.
We know me. Before we got back on the mic here, we're talking about how 1 year ago we were in Cleveland. And can I say this? Nick was having a meltdown.
Total. I'm like, my
Gordon
business is
Hayward
over.
went down.
It's it. We're going out of business.
I'm going out of business.
We're not going to be 500.
Not even going to make the playoffs. Nick, it's going to be all right. What do you mean it's going to be all right?
No, but if the listeners want to have a laugh, go over to the YouTube channel and find that clip, because Josue and I did a report afterwards. We both looked like we just saw ghosts.
Yeah, seriously.
We saw ghosts. It was so. And then on top of that, we have another bond here. We covered Sixers Celtics, that whole series.
Right.
Epic. The confetti blowing
confetti
out.
Night.
Confetti night. One of my favorite nights ever.
Oh, man.
Probably the best game I ever covered.
Be great if they just dropped confetti like right in the pregame ceremony tonight.
That would be
That'd be perfect.
They should. They should do that tonight.
If it was the Eastern Conference Finals, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. Right.
Or at least if like a bunch of fans did it. Just to
Just
emulate
have
what
the
happened.
things,
Yeah, get it going. Oh, man, yeah, that was a crazy night.
That was crazy.
Yeah,
And
that
then,
was
you know
easily my favorite night. Not because the Celtics won, but like the way they won it in dramatic fashion.
And then
the whole confetti thing.
We've covered a lot of locker rooms, right? I mean, I never saw a more excited Celtics locker room on the road in a non-championship or, you know, I mean, they were just Al Horford's on the phone with his wife.
Yeah.
People are going nuts.
And you never see Al Horford like that.
No,
Yeah,
he was so emotional.
He keeps his cool, but that game,
I love Al.
I mean, he hit the go-ahead shot. That was a huge shot.
He
Huge
was
play, of
the
course, by
man
Brad
in
Stevens.
that game.
Yeah,
He was the man.
Absolutely. All right, let's get into this game.
Let's do it.
Let's get into this game briefly, Nick. Celtics, Sixers. Obviously, you know what happened last year. They're going to have a bad taste in their mouth. They're going to want to come out here swinging. What are the chances you see them come out on top here? Let's just throw it out there. Not like it's going to mean anything if they win the first game of the season, but like, where do you feel like in terms of the Celtics' chances in this game tonight?
I actually, and I don't want to get beat up here at the Harp, but
you got the Sixers winning. That's all right.
My predictions are always wrong.
That's
Joseph.
all right.
There we go. Good.
That.
I mean, the Celtics will go 81.
Let me call my bookie right now.
Right,
Yeah.
81-1. But
That's
here's
right.
the thing: the Celtics, they have to incorporate two players, key players, three really if you include Tice. The Celtics have been talking trash all preseason. As you know, that's been getting on my nerves.
Yeah, you're not a big fan of the PWA.
Not in preseason, not when you haven't played a game. And then on top of that, the Sixers have a chip on their shoulder. I mean, those guys, I think they have something to prove after getting embarrassed last year in the playoffs.
Yeah,
and they got talent. Let's not forget that. You know, chip on the shoulder, plus talent, plus young guys.
Plus they're a good team.
And those pieces that were with Philly last year, the Redicks, the Sariches, they're all back. It's pretty much the same team. Plus, you get another year of Simmons and Embiid. So,
well, and now I don't want to make you laugh out loud, LOL, but Markelle Fultz is starting tonight, I heard.
That's right.
I'm not going to laugh out loud at
You
that.
wanted him so bad.
I'm a guy. I'm a Markelle Fultz believer.
You remember that?
I
I'm a
remember.
believer.
Why do you think I'm looking right at him going?
I still think Fultz will be a player. Fultz will be a player.
We'll see.
But
I'm glad we got Tatum.
You're glad the trade went down. Okay, at least we know that.
Finally
At least we know
admitted
that
it.
much.
I'll say it. 2 years in. Tatum.
JJ Redick coming off the bench. Speaking of which, if you haven't heard already, starting lineup is exactly what you would expect it to be from the Celtics. Kyrie Irving, Gordon Hayward, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Al Horford. You know, some speculated that Aaron Baines would be in the mix, but not tonight. They're going small. Probably going to be the lineup throughout the bulk of the regular season, although some would say Brad Stevens like to mix things up here and there, but for the most part, this will be the starting five.
It's going to be steady. Yeah, I agree. I thought maybe there was a 1% chance you'd see Jalen start and Gordon would come off the bench.
That's what I was thinking too.
A 1% chance.
Well, Jalen's starting, but I thought that he would find a way to bring in Hayward off the bench.
Right.
Probably put Baines in the mix there.
Right.
But yeah. All right, well, let's do this. We got an over-under. All right, we got a few things to go through here. Over-under, Nick. We'll all dissect these and have some fun here, all right?
Sweating like Patrick Ewing right now.
Like Patrick in the fourth quarter. Yeah, a little bit. All right, so let's get you out of here soon. All right, Nick. Over-under. Celtics win 60 games.
Over.
Ooh.
I think the Celtics could win 61 games. I had them at 62 the last time we predicted it.
That's right.
You had 61.
And you're saying this slow start because you predicted a slow start.
I think the slow start
won't affect
60
as
long
wins.
as the injury bug doesn't come. If there's no injury bug, they're over. They're 60 plus. I think this team too deep.
60 sounds good. I'm saying push, man.
Yeah.
I think there are going to be some growing pains at the beginning of the year.
I do too.
I do. So I think that's gonna. I think they'll be fine. I think they'll be the number 1 team in the East, but I think 59-60, right around there. Yeah. If I had to bet on it, I'm going under.
So you got the under? Yeah. All right. Yeah, Sean's a betting man, so he's looking at it like legit over under. Oh, I'm going under too. I'll go 59 games.
I don't bet. I don't know what you're talking
That's
about.
so safe, dude. What's this? The Price is Right?
What do you mean? You said 61.
Closest without going over.
I like Joel's prediction on that.
Joel says 60. Well, that's my prediction, but the question is
over under 73 wins. 73 wins over under.
Over.
There it is.
Yeah.
But think about it this
way.
way.
The Warriors record will be done by the end of this year.
Here's the thing. He has 10-minute segments. You know when you get Gelso on, it's going at least 20. Yeah. Here's the thing.
He might take us a tip-off.
Post-game. Yeah. So here's the...
We'll be here all night, folks.
Here's the one thing you got to consider here. Even with injuries and resting... That team last year, so the team that would be on the floor if Kyrie and Gordon were resting, went to Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals.
Right.
Yeah. So they can still win 60 games.
Yeah.
All right, over under. Gordon Hayward averages 16 points. Nick, what do you got?
Under. I think he's going to be somewhere between 13 and 15.
Yes.
And I'm happy with that as long as he's able to move laterally and plays amazing defense.
Yes. You know what? I'm same boat. Under. 13, 14 tops, I think will be his average.
We agree, Joe.
I disagree. I think he's going to be over. I think just because this is a Brad Stevens system, Gordon Hayward's a Brad Stevens guy. Stevens has been waiting for at least a year, if not more, for Hayward to be in his offense again. I mean, I think he's going to be a prominent feature in the offense. And I think
the only guy
there'll be more games off than less restricted minutes. So I think 17, 18 points is achievable for Gordon.
Wait, so you think Brad Stevens is going to cater to Hayward? Like, I think
him
one of the focal points of the offense?
You guys forget, Gordon Hayward is a superstar. We signed him for $30
He's a borderline
million.
superstar. Come on.
He's the biggest free agent signing, though, the Celtics have ever had, right?
But no one thought Tatum would be where he's at right now, though.
Yeah, baby.
I love Tatum will be the second leading scorer of this team.
I love Tatum. I think there's
number 2.
I think you're going to see the top 3 players, and we've seen it plenty of times where there's 3 players on the team that's averaging 20 points a game, right? I think the person who's going to take a real hit here is Jaylen Brown. I think Tatum's going to get his, Hayward's going to get his, and Kyrie's going to get his, man. I just don't see how you have Gordon Hayward after all the hoopla, everything that happened. He's going to score under 16 a game. I just don't see that.
Well, to piggyback on that quick, and I mean quick, the only guy maybe more excited about Hayward returning than Hayward might be Brad Stevens.
Yep, I agree.
So you might be right in that point, but I'm sticking with 13.
Yeah, same.
Woo.
No more than 13, 14. No. All right. Lakers win 48 games.
Under.
Wait a minute. Let me preface this.
I missed that.
Let me preface this. Lakers are going to win 48 games. The Thunder, the Jazz, and the Pelicans all won 48 games last season. So just keep that in mind. Where you at? Over, under. Lakers win 48 games.
You're asking me to bet against LeBron here, but I'm gonna have to say under. I mean, a lot of people have them at middle of the pack in the West. I mean, LeBron's got
not winning 50 games.
I do not see it happening. I mean, Rondo, LeBron, nice. Rondo, good for Lonzo. I don't see 48 games. And if there's no dissension in that locker room, if Luke Walton retains the job and we don't go mid-season with Magic Johnson being the coach, then they're going to win 48. Otherwise, it's going to be less.
I didn't even think about that. Like, how is that going to work between him and
Luke's
LeBron
done.
James?
Luke Walton, he's a great coach.
As soon as LeBron's like, I want this guy out of here, done. Magic Johnson won't even hesitate.
Magic Johnson will be on the bench, and we all know what happens with Magic coaches. It ain't pretty.
Nope.
You say under, right?
I say under. I think the West is the West isn't as good as it has been in years. I think there's a lot of teams that are compressed in the West, so it's going to be a battle every single night. I think you get your top 2 teams, and then literally 3 through 10 battle. So gotcha. 48 games will be tough.
All right. Let's get back to the Celtics here. Marcus Smart will rack up 4 technical fouls. Over, under.
That's a lock, bro.
Win, though.
Now, you'll be surprised. Last year, he only had 2 technical fouls. The year before that, 9. The year before that, 6.
He's over 4 on the season, you mean?
On the season.
I'm going to go.
Come on, Marcus.
He only had 2 last year.
He could have gotten 2 versus the Cavs in preseason.
He's already gotten some in preseason.
No, the dude's on it. He's got a chip on his shoulder. He's Marcus Smart, man.
He only had 2 last year, man. He's doing
I
his
know.
best.
Well, and I think those 2 were for flopping.
Yeah. Did he miss some time last year, too, man?
I'm going to say over.
Over.
You going over?
I hope it's over. The Celtics need that toughness.
He's going to earn a suspension?
I think the better question is who has more technicals, Marcus Morris or Marcus Smart?
I like that. The 2 Marcuses. That's a good question.
Smart has 18 career technical fouls already. in 4
Clark
years.
does?
Yeah.
Good.
I actually thought it'd be higher. Actually,
And a
Double
lot of them
that
were
this
for
year.
flopping, really.
yeah, they were at least 5 of them. All right, last one. Carmelo Anthony, now a member of the Houston Rockets, will average 13 points a night, over under. Sean?
Look at my face. You just avoided me.
I mean,
I did.
You know what I feel about Melo.
Sounds about right. First off,
gonna put up 12
I have
points?
a big problem with all of a sudden
Come
James
on.
Harden is an Astros fan now. He's at the game, front row right now.
Sean's
Get the fuck
distracted.
out of here,
Sean's
James
distracted.
Harden.
I agree with that. You're right.
Is that
Out
the
of
first time you
nowhere.
swore
Where has he
tonight?
been all
I'm
year?
shocked. First time you swore tonight.
That's
Bandwagon,
the stuff,
bandwagon.
That's the stuff that pisses me off.
All it took was seeing James Harden at an Astros game, and he's cussing up a storm.
Under. Oh, get out of here! Woo!
Well, the Red Sox scored.
Here we go.
Steve Pierce. Solo shot for Steve Pierce. Sox now up 3-2.
Well, you better update the listeners on what just
I
happened.
just did. Steve
Oh,
Pierce.
they know.
Solo shot, 3-2, top of the sixth. Nick,
Over under on Melo.
on Melo. 13
I'm
points
gonna
tonight.
say Melo's over, and the Rockets are less wins than
Okay.
last year significantly.
All right.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, Sean's in the same boat for that. I'm going the same way. I got Carmelo over, but not by a lot. 14.5, 15 points a night. That's about it. But hopefully he'll be
Let me
a
ask you
contributor
this.
because I think a lot of people they're not giving him the benefit of the doubt.
He's still playing 2007 style basketball, Melo. He would be best to go out and play for Doc, who's still coaching 2008 basketball.
Yeah,
Right?
but see
He's a
that-
ball stopper. It doesn't work.
But that's
today.
the thing, Nick. He comes off the bench, so he's playing against opposing bench
That's
players.
true. That's very
which
true.
I think he'll capitalize
How
on.
long is he going to be happy coming off the bench?
I don't know. It depends
How long is he gonna be happy,
It depends how long
period?
James Harden can keep him at
That's
peace
it, that's right.
with being a member of the Houston Rockets.
How many
wants
young
to-
Rocket players is he going to pollute?
They don't have too many. That's one of the good things, right?
Yeah, we'll see. Hoodie Melo. We'll see what he does in Houston. Right now,
Big Melo fan here.
Right now, he's still having a good time at the Astros games, even though the Red Sox just
right,
topped
right.
4-3 now.
How you like that, Harden?
6th inning.
What a
and,
joke.
With that, we'll wrap up this segment, Nick. I appreciate you all.
Yeah, man.
Always
I'll
welcome
see
to
you
stop by
post-game.
Causeway Street. Of course, man.
Sean, Joel,
I'll see you across
thank you
the
guys.
street.
Should I drop the mic?
No, don't do that.
All right.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll get you back here. NBA season is tipping off. Causeway Street Podcast at the Harp.
Yep.
We'll be right back.
Go stop.
Final segment. Sean, it's time to look ahead.
We're looking
For the
ahead?
first time of the 2018-19
man,
season.
I'm not
Sean's
ready
been dying
for
to
this.
do this segment, and I'm shocked he's not ready to do it.
I'm never ready.
Never ready. Some
All
things
right.
never change.
So this is a part of our podcast we do every week, but we're just gonna look ahead.
Every week of the regular
Get some
season.
predictions.
So-
76 and Celtics obviously happening tonight.
First time.
Tonight, big game. We've been talking about it all day. Not gonna beat a dead horse right now. But here's game number 2. Raptors, Celtics. Celtics go to Toronto, to the north, take
That's
on
right.
the Toronto Raptors. So, what Kawhi do we see? I don't think we see a Kawhi at all.
They might catch that L, though.
They might catch that. Yeah. So then it gets a little easier. Head to New York, play the Knicks, who got literally nobody in their team that is worth talking about other than Kristaps Porzingis. Will Kyrie Irving be there next year? You never know. That's literally all I have.
I'm gonna go
Celtics got 3 games to start the season. 2 playoff teams from last year. Technically, the number 1 and number 3 seed. That's tough.
All right, so go ahead. Don't be afraid to say it.
That's 3-0.
Yeah.
I think it's 3-0.
All right,
I
fair
think the
enough.
Raptors are garbage this year, and I think the Celtics win tonight.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go. I'm going to go. Let's say this 3-0.
Okay.
3-0.
Okay.
Yeah. I think the losses will start kind of stacking up on that road trip. You know?
Well, it gets a
they
little-
they come back home after New York, and then it gets dicey on that road trip.
It is not an easy start to the season for the Celtics.
It's not.
So,
Yeah.
coupling that with the progression of this super team, I mean, we shall see.
We should.
We shall see.
That's right.
All right. Looking ahead, Joel's in his own zone over there.
I'm sorry, fellas, man. I'm just trying
Hey, there he is.
to,
Joel's here.
trying to produce, run some social media,
All right,
you
no
know,
one-
all that good stuff.
You're not impressing anyone over here.
Trying to make everybody look good here, all right?
All right.
Especially
all
you
right.
two.
What's up with Jimmy Butler? What is the final? The season starts tonight. What is up with Jimmy Butler?
See, you should have done that over and under. Is Jimmy going to stay the whole season with the Timberwolves?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Because, according to Tibbs, he is scheduled to play in the season opener.
You have to play him. I mean, let's face it. You have to, if you want to trade him, which obviously that's what the Timberwolves want to do. You got to showcase him. You can't just hold on to him and say, "Here's Jimmy Butler," and all you can really, look at is his tape from last season.
I mean, if you're going to get FU Jimmy Butler, I mean, he may be.
But the thing is,
he may be increasing his trade value very quickly.
Yeah, that's
no,
true.
but the thing is, though, most teams all over the league already are getting this all twisted, thinking that it's all on Jimmy Butler. When Jimmy's saying, actually, it's the higher ups that are treating me like crap. And
diva, he's a diva.
Supposedly he's never said anything to he's never had any qualms against his teammates or Tibbs. I'm not going to say the rest of his coaches, but Tibbs in general.
Yeah.
And at the same time, Tibbs is sabotaging every time they try to move him. So I don't think he's going anywhere.
Just take the deal from the Heat. Get it over with.
Yeah,
into Miami.
Tibbs got to go.
Yo, Tibbs got beef with Riley that goes back, apparently. Pat Riley.
Is that what's stalling this?
That's what's stalling this with the Heat, at least.
Oh, man.
He's got to go.
Another team should swoop in with a nice offer, though. I think that's going to be the difference. I don't think he's going to the Heat. He's going somewhere else. If he gets
Houston, get on the phone.
He's not going to Houston.
Eric Gordon.
Like I said from the start,
Gordon will fit perfectly.
in that
system.
It's not that. It's the Mavs. Mavs are going to be walking away with Jimmy Butler after this.
Well, in case you missed it, the New Orleans Pelicans coach Alvin Gentry told reporters this week that they have no intention of trading superstar Anthony Davis for anyone ever, or at least this season. All right? Because Davis has one more season after this one left on his current deal, but he's eligible for Supermax this summer.
Right.
So if he doesn't sign that extension, you better believe they're going to try to move him.
Yeah, that's what he's going to be on the block. I mean, this report saying that he wanted out. I mean, Stephen A. Smith is the only one that's saying that was the case, whereas you look at what's around and what the Pelicans can get for him right now, it's not really worth it at this point, So you might as well hold on to him.
It's only worth it to trade him in the last year of his deal.
Yeah, you got to make this thing. You got to milk this for as long as you can, because this is your franchise guy, and you may not get someone like him for a very long time once you officially trade him away and let him move on with his career elsewhere from New Orleans. It is inevitable, though, unless they can pull off some sort of DeMarcus Cousins-like deal again. I don't know. I don't think I see that coming anytime soon.
Yeah, I mean, I tend to agree with Mr. Coach Gentry here that I don't think he's going anywhere this season. But again, it all comes down to what happens next summer. All these new deals being signed, and if he says, "Wait a second, I don't want to sign this Supermax extension yet, or just at all,"
right?
You best to believe then they're going to start making moves or look to make moves. We'll see.
All right.
So that's all I got for in case you missed it. For the Celtics take on the 76ers across the street.
There we go. Let's go Celtics.
Who you got, Joel? Who's winning tonight?
Celtics are going to win, but it's not going to be as close as people who have the Celtics winning.
Oh, I think we got a nail biter.
Yeah.
It's an interesting prediction. I think Celtics by 28.
Stop it. Instead of Celtics by like 5.
So we're going to see Yabusele and the bench crew out, Sean?
Geno time.
Geno time, man.
None of that.
First night Geno time tonight.
All right. I got the Celtics winning by a few points. It's going to come down to the wire, but the Celtics come out on top and piss off the Philadelphia 76ers. But look out for the 76ers to put out a really good fight. Yep. They may even earn themselves a 15 to 16-point lead at one point, but then the Celtics will come roaring back. There you go. There's a play-by-play for you. There's a prediction for you. And with that, we wrap up our live broadcast from the Harp NBA season. Tips off 2018-19 season. We up out of here. Causeway Street's up out of here.
Later.
From CLNS Media for the Harp. Thank you for having us. Until next time, guys.
Peace.